Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's fine, Andre. All right, okay. So we are 2 days away now from the new moon, and so for this period now, it's a very sort of quiet period. It's a time of reflection, where we're coming into this new lunar cycle. So it's a good time to not only just reflect on what's just happened in this last lunar cycle, but we also want to now start to think about what is our new goal or our new intention that we want to set for this coming lunar cycle. And so that will start from Tuesday, and it's going to be new moon in Aquarius, and there's lots and lots of other energy that's happening at the same time on the same day. It's all happening. So it's actually a really good time to set a very powerful new goal or intention. And so we'll talk a little bit more about some of those energies, but predominantly focusing on I'm just going to talk briefly really about some of the energies, and then allow you to bring forward whatever goal you want to work on, and then we'll work on the alignment method to uncover anything that might be holding you back from that. So as you know, when we have this new moon, we have new moon is conjunct. It's the same degree as the sun, so they're sitting together in the same sign, and it's a blend then of the two energies. And so it's moving into Aquarius, so we have a sun in Aquarius, and then we'll have the moon in Aquarius, and we have lots of other powerful energy in Aquarius as well as other nearby signs. So I thought this was a pretty good visual of some of the things that are occurring on Tuesday. And so basically in the sky, the lineup will have Pluto, Mars, Moon, Sun, all in Aquarius. I actually didn't include, there's also going to be Venus, Mercury as well in here. Mercury and Venus, but they're in Pisces, but still they're in the lineup. And then in addition, we also have Neptune and Saturn that are at 0 degrees of Aries. So you may have heard about this. It's a pretty significant event. Neptune and Saturn they've already moved into 0 degrees, but this is a very, very powerful energy that's coming up, and all of this energy is quite similar in the sense of resetting, because we've got the new moon, which is obviously a time to reset. We've got the Neptune and Saturn sitting at 0 degrees of Aries, and not only because it's 0 degrees of a zodiac sign, but Aries is the start of the 12 zodiac, so very significant there as well. And plus on Tuesday, when this all occurs, it's also the official start of the Chinese New Year. So we have their Lunar New Year, which is the year of the horse. And on top of that, there's also a solar eclipse as well, which also acts as a reset point as well. So there's a lot of reset points in here, because of the Aquarian energy, very much like identity resetting. And then this is a good time for us to really sort of like dissolve old identities, to step into new identities, and really think more around long term. And the Pluto gives us that transformation energy as well, so very deep transformation can occur here. Mars can help us to take courage to step in and to act maybe in a different way, and that helps to bring in momentum. So this Mars energy, particularly then with that Lunar New Year with the fire horse, then that's helping us in terms of moving into this energy and going forward. And the Neptune and Saturn is very strong in terms of spiritual identity. And so this is starting, as I said before, this is marking the start of this entirely new cycle. And in terms of thinking about stepping into potentially your, not just your future self, but stepping into potentially like your future spiritual version of whatever you want to step into. And the solar eclipse that's occurring at the same time helps us to accelerate those new beginnings and close sort of any karmic loops and things like that too. So there's a lot happening on Tuesday, and obviously this energy is either side of that as well. It's not only just on that day, and this energy is obviously taking us into this whole new year of the Chinese zodiac. So it's really good energy for us moving forward, for perhaps not overthinking too much, just starting to think really about what is it that we want to achieve in this next lunar cycle, but maybe something that's going to take us forward into this whole entire year as well. It's a new year. We've done it already at the start of the new year. But if you remember at one point, I said that you may want to revisit your new goal or new intention, that's the overarching goal for the year, once we reach this point, because it will reset and reshift the energy again. And so if you feel like you need to start to go on a slightly different path, then that's okay, and that's perfectly normal, I think, under all of these energies. The Aquarian energy that we're working with in this new moon is super powerful as well. And like I said, because of the solar eclipse, it makes it a really powerful turning point for you. And because of the Aquarian energy, we can focus on freedom, authenticity, and we've looked at this previously when we've done if you've done the astro coding on the Aquarian energy with me. And so this can help to shift you in a new direction, and maybe even with a slightly different vision, like I said before, something that's more aligned with your identity or who you really truly believe you are. And it will just help to challenge anything that's stagnant and old, outdated, belief patterns. So this is it is significant to help us with that momentum that's coming through with the Lunar New Year as well. And so here we can see what it kind of looks like. This is on Tuesday. So for you in Europe, it will be 9 o'clock in the morning in the UK. 12 o'clock lunchtime. In the UK, when we get the exact new moon. So 28 degrees of Aquarius, and the Sun at 28 degrees of Aquarius as well. So this is all the energy that I was mentioning before. So Pluto, Mars, Moon, Sun, Venus, Mercury, Saturn and Neptune. So huge lineup all together in a small part of the sky. I think it's only Jupiter and Uranus that are left on their own. And we also we've got Chiron in Aries as well. So I won't focus too much on this Saturn and Neptune today. I'm really focusing more on the moon, but just be aware that that is a very, very powerful time right now, and it is worth looking at where you have 0 degrees of Aries in your chart, or even close to that. And if you're interested, I can send you some really good videos that sort of outline that as well. But if we really just look at this new moon and just this moving forward, and just starting to think about how do we want to reset, what do we need to aim towards in this next month, which will align with where we need to go, sort of mentally, energetically, karmically, And as we do this work tonight, just helping us to also identify just old patterns and outdated ways of thinking that we just want to leave behind now. And so really focusing on today as we do this session, leaving behind any outdated beliefs, anything that's restricting you, and anything that you need to let go of to be able to feel empowered and to move and to feel safe, to move in and evolve into your the future self, or this future goal that you're working towards. The point of significance in this chart with the moon is Uranus is in a square here to the moon, so that can be a little bit challenging. It may bring through some kind of disruption to your comfort zone, forcing you maybe to step out of your comfort zone, maybe challenging or highlighting your sense of safety, or something that, some kind of comfort that you might be holding on to. And so you'll know whether that's also something that might be connected to what you're working on and working through. And then, of course, just looking to see where you have this 28 degrees of Aquarius in your chart. And so if you do have your natal chart, because this sometimes can add some insight, you're just looking for the Aquarian symbol. It looks different in different natal charts, but something similar to this. And then you're going anti-clockwise, and you're looking to go right to the end because it's 28 degrees, so out of 30. And so for me, it will be sitting in my 6th house, which is all to do with my day-to-day routine, my health, my work habits, and the service that I give, which is quite interesting in itself, because I have really been struggling with my health a little bit in the last couple of weeks, struggling with balancing daily routines, my work, my full-time job, and other commitments and things. And so this is quite an interesting reset point for me. And yeah, so that's something to also think about. So let's take a moment now. Does anyone have any questions at all or comments before we go further? I think we'll just do a grounding and just a really short meditation before we start to then pull forward the goal that we're sort of aiming towards in this lunar cycle. So whenever you're ready, if you can just have your feet on the floor. And just whenever you're ready, if possible, just closing your eyes. And just allowing your body to settle, and just noticing consciously anywhere in your body where you may be holding tension, tightness. And then just taking a really deep breath in through your nose. And just holding at the top for 3, 2, 1. And then just breathing all the way out through your mouth. And then just taking another deep breath in through your nose. Holding at the top for 3, 2, 1. breathing all the way out. And then just a final deep breath in through your nose by yourself. Holding and releasing. And it might be useful right now as well, because we can lead very busy lives. We often leave our energy in different places with different people. So just commanding your energy to come back to you now. So I command all energy of mine to return to me now. And you may or may not notice and just allowing your body to relax a little bit more in the seat, just feeling more weighted, connected, more supported. And then just turning your attention to your feet, the base of your feet chakra. We can just command the feet chakra to open and just sending powerful grounding cords from my feet all the way down through all the layers of earth and the rock and the crystal, all the way to the center of Mother Gaia. And then on the next breath in, just imagining breathing up that earth energy through your feet, through your legs, your knees, thighs, and into that root space. And now turn your attention to that root chakra and just commanding that root chakra to open, sending another powerful grounding cord down through all the layers of the rock and the crystal, all the way to the center of Mother Gaia. And now as we breathe in that grounding earth energy through our feet, as it circulates through our body, we can just release and let go of anything that no longer serves us, and just sending that back down to Mother Gaia to be transmuted, recycled. And now in the next in-breath, just tuning in now and focusing on your heart space. With the next breath in, just imagining that space expanding. And on the breath out, just relaxing. And we want to really now connect in. So having that head and heart connection is really important for this sort of work. You may have come into the session today with an idea maybe of a new goal or a new intention. And so now is a good time really to check in with yourself as to whether that is what you want to work on today. And if you didn't have an idea of something to work on, then just thinking about some of the things we've already mentioned to do with the energies, the shifting of energies that's going to be occurring in these next few days, even though right now is a time to go slow, to reflect, but we want to step into that new energy with initiative, with direction, and using this Aquarian energy to help to give us this longer term vision, to help us to come up with a new vision, a new way. So I want now you just to put your hand on your heart, and if you wish you can call in your higher self. And if you work with a spiritual guidance team, you can call in whoever you wish to call in now, from your ancestors to spirit guides, spirit animals, archangels, galactic beings, whatever it is that you work with, however you wish to call in, just call them in now and set your intention for this session. And if you're not sure on your goal, just spend this moment now just to see what comes through for you. So just taking another deep breath in. And then once you're ready, just slowly coming back to the room, opening your eyes. And I want you then to just jot down what it is that you are looking for in this lunar cycle. What is your new goal? Or if you're still unsure, just thinking about what is this that you feel that you need? How do you want to feel? What do you want to bring in? What do you need to do in this lunar cycle? And then once you know what your new goal is that you're working towards, or your new intention, just write G in the chat for me so I know where you're up to. If you want to share what you're working towards, you can, otherwise just write G. That's fine. And then what we're going to do next is, if you can just, on a blank piece of paper, just write your goal, your intention in the center. And then once you've got your new goal, then in the top left, just thinking about, first of all, the benefits. What are all the benefits that you will receive if you reach that goal? And remember, this goal can be part of a bigger plan. The goal ideally needs to be the mini goal that's achievable in this lunar cycle, so in this next 4 weeks. You might have 3, you might have 5, just write down as many benefits that you can think of. Once you've got your benefits, you can start to then write the actions that you need to take. So what actions do you need to take to be able to achieve this goal? What are all the things that you need to do, the actions you need to take? Once you've got your benefits and your actions, just write BA in the chat for me so I know where you're up to. Perfect. And then now you've got your benefits and the actions. Now just thinking about those benefits, the list of the benefits, what would be the advantage of not having each of those benefits? So just going through them one by one and identifying what would be the benefit or the advantage if you didn't have those benefits. If you can't think of anything at all, just try to dig a little bit deeper. But if nothing genuinely comes up, then there may be no block for that particular benefit. Once you've done this for the benefits, do the same thing for your actions. So for each action, what would be the benefit if you didn't take the action or didn't have to take the action? How would that benefit you? Once you've got your benefits of not taking the action, so the last part, just write NA in the chat for me, no action. And so now really focusing on whatever you've written in these two quadrants at the bottom, and just now pulling out the limiting beliefs. So whatever it is that you've written down here, just sort of turning that into a limiting belief, or it might be a discomfort, something that you're feeling, something that can be holding you back from achieving this goal. So what is going to block you? What's going to stop you? What's going to hold you back? And so just writing out now a list of any limiting beliefs, discomforts that you've identified, and possibly just digging a little bit deeper if you need to. Anywhere where you've just brushed over or you've not got something, you can go back. And once you've got your limiting beliefs, now I want you just to choose the one that is really standing out the most for you. And once you've got your limiting belief, just writing LB in the chat. And as I said before, it's really okay, perfect, yeah. Perfect. So yeah, it may or may not be in alignment with some of the energies that I'd like mentioned before. It may be something connected to this. But yeah, whatever is going to help you to shift, to be able to really step into this new energy in a positive way, to help you to really activate this new energy coming in and dissolve just anything, any ways of thinking that you just no longer need. And although a lot of people are saying it's about stepping into the new version, it's really we're evolving, we're just trying to evolve and grow.